Hi, my name is Patrina Eastman, and I am in Intercultural Communications course 227, and this is my quote link for chapters 1 and 2. The parts that I felt were most important for chapter 1 was deepening self-awareness and other awareness. On page 22, the quote I chose for that particular section: intercultural knowledge can deepen our awareness of who we are, where we acquire our beliefs and values in the first place, and how we make sense of the world around us. To increase our self-awareness, we must be in tune with our own uncertainties and emotional vulnerabilities. We must understand our own cognitive filters and emotional biases in encountering cultural or ethnic differences. I believe the authors meant that as individuals, we must understand and know who we are first. The ability to value oneself for who they are is powerful. It is more than just a gender. It is how we are brought up, our faith, our ethnicity, our core values and beliefs, what we stand for, and our personal agendas. If we are truly in tune with ourselves emotionally, then we can start to benefit from the world around us. This quote just seemed to say it all, and I really felt it was fitting for one of the most important ideas of the chapter. It seems that it could take a lifetime to truly understand oneself, at least for me anyway. I'm constantly trying to better and improve myself, whether with knowledge, trying new adventures, exercising more, being a good friend not only to others but myself, and learning to be more self-aware to enhance my experiences in the moment as they pass by so quickly. Life is short, and I want to enjoy every moment I possibly can. The second important section that I felt was culture, a learned meaning system. So on page 22, the quote I chose: to be a cultivated member of a cultural community, the implication is that you understand what it means to be a desirable and ideal member of that particular system. It means you have acquired the meanings of right and wrong, actions that produce particular consequences in the cultural environment. It means you have been nurtured by the core values of the cultural community and understand what constitutes desirable and undesirable behaviors as sanctioned by members of that system. I believe the authors meant to describe culture in such a perspective that covers all aspects of actions and behaviors that relate to those actions. This allows for the understanding of what is required of societal behaviors and that all actions have consequences. The core value system ingrained in every human being starts with the cultural community they grow up in and therefore is specific to each individual person. This particular quote hit home because every day my daughter was in high school, I would say to her, "Kayla, have a good day and make good choices today. It's up to you, right or wrong, there's always a consequence, so make it a good one." She'd say, "Yes, Mom," every day. There's always a consequence to every action we take. It's up to us to make sure it's the best choice. For chapter 2, I chose practicing intercultural communication flexibility as one of the sections most important in the chapter. On page 36, the quote I chose: the first lesson in communication competence is to tune into our own ethnocentric evaluations concerning improper dissimilar behaviors. Our evaluations of proper and improper behavior stem, in part, from our ingrained cultural socialization experiences. I believe the authors meant that we learn our behaviors from our personal experiences. What we think is proper or improper does not necessarily correlate to the cultural behaviors. The example given after this quote is regarding a friend who may not know how to eat with a fork and knife. This does not make their way of eating wrong, as they may eat with a chopstick, with chopsticks, their hands or a spoon, or any combination of these. It simply makes it different. This quote seemed to make me think of childhood memories when I would spend time with my Vietnamese friend across the street. I was about 8 at the time, and her name was Dao. Well, it still is Dao, but I don't talk to her anymore, unfortunately. I remember her mom and aunts would all be cooking in the kitchen. really great food, by the way. And they would not sit on chairs like I was used to, but instead they all crouched down in a circle and would fix the food. They would literally be squatting on the floor, just as comfortable as could be, cutting up their vegetables, preparing the meat, cleaning the crawfish or the fish, whatever they were having for dinner that evening. Whatever was necessary. I would try and help and could only last a few minutes in that position. Yet they seemed to sit that way for hours. I always thought it was so cool that they all lived together and they were all so happy and friendly. The second idea or concept that I felt was most important in the book was an essential hook, a mindful perspective. On page 39, the quote I chose, "A flexible communicator is a well-trained individual with a vast amount of knowledge in the domain of intercultural communication. He is able to make creative connections among cultural values, communication styles, and situational issues." I believe the authors meant this as the ideal individual who has become the master of flexible intercultural communication. The reasoning behind understanding people, getting to learn differences in culture, and appreciate why people are who they are is living life in the moment and fully. It is so easy to just stay in our own bubbles and not progress. Some people are content with that. Good for them. In my opinion, it is important to constantly grow, learn, and appreciate who you are and who others are. This quote is what I would like to see myself become more of. I feel as though I do try and understand people's needs. I would like to become more versed in other cultural values. I am always fine-tuning my communication skill styles, as this is a continual improvement. And being able to adapt in the moment to situational issues is key to any kind of success in life. Those are the concepts and ideas that I felt were most important for Chapter 1 and 2 in our intercultural communication class. Thank you so much. Have a great day.